I was a pothead. I drank a little bit, and but he was like, "Hey, do you want to try something?" And in this case, that something he wanted me to try was crystal meth. And I was just ignorant, man. There's no excuse for it, but I was ignorant. I did not understand at that point in time what addiction really could be. All right, good morning, everybody. Josh Ezell, Real Estate Property Management. Today we're going to be talking about a story that's really going to be tough for me because it's a really weird spot in my life where I don't want to mention any names, and because I haven't spoken to some of these people in years, and but let's just say this. There was a brief time when I was working at Men's Warehouse where there was somewhat of a drug culture underlying, and we're talking years ago, so don't even try to associate it with anything going on at Men's Warehouse today. This is years ago. And in the sales field, let's just say like car sales, lots of sales fields, there's a subtle drug culture underneath. We all try to get that edge. We all try to become great salesmen. We all like to party. We work hard. We party hard, right? And at the time, early 20s, man, so I was having fun. And there were a couple coworkers, my assistant manager at the time, I was a pothead. I drank a little bit, and but he was like, "Hey, do you want to try something?" And in this case, that something he wanted me to try was crystal meth. And I was just ignorant, man. There's no excuse for it, but I was ignorant. I did not understand at that point in time what addiction really could be. And so tried it. And let's just say this, that night was amazing. I sold more per person than I ever had before. I had sold several $1,000s like nothing over the next 2 days. Sold. And it was incredible, and then you kind of crash. And when you crash is when you really start to feel that addiction stuff, right? So this carried on for a couple weeks, and was smoking a lot of pot to offset the upper of crystal. And my manager at the time was the person I was getting it from. Sometimes he had it, sometimes he didn't. But little did I know, because I knew, but I didn't know that he was coming from addiction prior. And so he had already had a battle with crystal meth, and little did I know I was walking right with him and almost helping him go right back down this path. And fortunately, right about, I don't know, it was a couple weeks into it, and thank God, because that stuff is so strong. I had a gentleman come into my store, and I wish I remember his name. He came in looking for a suit, and I ended up selling him a very nice suit, more than he wanted to spend, but it was a nice suit. It was worth it. And he admired my sales capabilities. So he's like, "Hey, you should come work for me." And he sold energy saver systems for homes, amongst a few other things. And little did he know that I was just getting into that. And at the same time, I recently had my daughter. And, well, no, I was just about to have my daughter. See, there's the timeline. Because, yeah, this was just prior to having Molly. And I knew I needed to do more, see? And so this guy offered me a wonderful opportunity to probably double what I was going to make at Men's Warehouse that year. I knew that the drug thing was kind of there, but I made the jump. And let's just say this, over the next week or two, that was hard. I purposely knew I needed to get away from that culture. And so no matter what, I refused to call anybody. I was going to get through this addiction. Unfortunately, at the same time, it tanked my new job. I missed appointments. I was not mentally there. I probably looked like crap. There was a reason that didn't work out. But what it provided me was that escape from the drug culture that I needed at the perfect time. My manager, unfortunately, he didn't have anybody to help get him out or any reason to get out at that point in time. And he ended up going downhill. He ended up going to rehab. Lost his job. I mean, there was a bunch of stuff that happened. Fast forward though, he's since been clean for quite a while, had kids, got back in touch with his other kid, I believe, Mary. I mean, he's had a really, really good life too. So everything works out, right? But if it wasn't for that guy and me helping him and him offering me that job, it might have been years, and there might have been rehab, and I might have not had my daughter. Like, I would have had my daughter, but I personally might not have been able to have my daughter. And thank God, man. And since that moment, haven't looked back. Drugs are, they're just the epitome of bad. Nothing good happens from those things. So anyway, life happens for a reason. We don't know it at the time, but when you're looking, you'll find that reason. All right. Leave your comments below. Leave your stories below. Thank you for watching. Please share, and I'll talk to you later.